And so today is the culmination of a lot of work from some of our girls in the 4th grade. So without further ado, I hand it over to our wonderful 4th grade project. Yes.
Good morning. We are pleased to speak to you today. Our presentation is called the 7 Pioneers Black History Month Project, BHP for short. We have learned in social studies class with Mrs. Actonock that life is not always lollipops and rainbows. This is certainly true about the history of African Americans. African Americans have had to deal with some bad things. We have also had some really good things happen too. We are going to talk about just a few important things that have happened. As we talk, you will hear the song Lift Every Voice and Sing playing in the background. This song was written by James Weldon Johnson in 1899 and is known as the Black National Anthem. Africans arrived in the colony of Virginia and became the first slaves in the colonies. They were forced to work hard for other people without receiving any money. This was before the United States of America was created by our founding fathers in 1776. So, slavery was more than 100 years older than our country. In 1861, several southern states who called themselves the Confederacy said that they were seceding, meaning separating from the United States. A civil war started between the Confederacy and the northern states who called themselves the Union. One of the things that the Confederacy and the Union disagreed about was whether slavery should expand and be allowed to happen in parts of the country. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation Order, which freed all the slaves who were living in a Confederate southern state that was fighting against the Union. The Emancipation Proclamation did not free slaves who were living in states that were not in war with the Union, such as Delaware, Kentucky, Maryland, and Missouri. On December 6, 1865, the 13th Amendment was added to the U.S. Constitution, which made slavery illegal. In 1868, a good thing happened when the 14th Amendment was added to the U.S. Constitution on July 9, 1868. The 14th Amendment said that African Americans are U.S. citizens with rights. In 1896, a bad thing happened when the U.S. Supreme Court made a decision on the case of Plessy versus Ferguson and said that it was okay to make black people and white people sit in separate railroad cars on trains. On May 18, 1896, The Supreme Court said that separating people based on their skin color was legal, so long as the separate spaces for different people were equally nice. Separate but equal became the law of the land, even though the separate spaces offered to African Americans were often not nice and not at all equal to what was offered to other people.
In 1868, a good thing happened when the A good thing happened in 1964 when President Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act A good thing happened in 1964 when President Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act is a law which says that it is not legal to discriminate, meaning treat people differently because of their race, skin color, religion, or where they are born. President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act on July 2nd, 1964 to support the civil rights movement that was led by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. You know Melody Ellison, the American Girl doll? This great year of 1964 was her time, and 2017 is another great year. Today, February 24th, 2017, a Black History Month presentation created by the 4th graders at Stuart BHM is being performed from the lower school students for the first time ever, so we have all made history.
Due to technical difficulties, we couldn't hear the music initially, so we're going to play it for you now.
talked about some of the bad things that African Americans had to deal with. We want you to know that there are many African Americans who have overcome challenges and done great things. We now want to talk to you about African American pioneers. A pioneer is someone who is one of the first to do something important. We will talk to you about 7 African American pioneers who have inspired us. I will go first. George Washington Carver was a scientist who used peanuts to create over 100 different things, including lotions, oils, paper, ink, rubber, and coffee. He was born a slave in Missouri around 1864. The exact year is not known. He went to college and graduate school at Iowa State Agriculture College, where he was the first African American student in the history of the school. Beginning in 1896, he worked as a professor at Tuskegee Institute in Alabama for 47 years. He had a special interest in helping poor farmers learn new and less expensive ways to farm crops. He died in 1943. George Washington Carver inspires me because he took something simple like a peanut and a sweet potato and created useful things that we still use today.
Sarah Breedlove was known as Madam C.J. Walker and was a very successful businesswoman. She was born in 1867 in Louisiana. She became a millionaire by running a group of hair salons and selling beauty hair care products made especially for African American women. Along other things, she invented the hot comb, a product that uses heat to make African American hair straighter. Her products were very important and unique because most other business people at the time did not focus on meeting the needs of African American community. She died in 1919. I am inspired by Madam C.J. Walker because she has demonstrated excellence in science by identifying hair problems and creating products for a solution. She turned her creations into a very profitable business that helped many people along the way.
Thurgood Marshall was a lawyer who fought for civil rights. He was born in 1908 in Maryland. As the lead lawyer for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, which is known as the NAACP, he won the case of Brown versus Board of Education, Topeka, which he argued before the Supreme Court in 1954. He convinced the Supreme Court that there should not be separate schools for black children and white children because separate will never be equal. In 1967, he became the first African American to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. He died in 1993. I think Thurgood Marshall is inspiring because he fought for what was right, and even though it seemed impossible, he made it happen.
Catherine Dunham was a dancer, choreographer, and dance teacher who was known as the Queen Mother of Black dance. She was also an anthropologist who studied different cultures. She was born in 1909 in Illinois. She was a very skilled ballet dancer and also created her own technique of Afro-Caribbean modern-style dance. She was so good that she starred on Broadway and in movies in the